Boom, we're recording. It is August 5th. It's already August. Another live trading session with Forex League. Nick Dark FX here, Saved by FX here. About to
How's it
go
going?
over all the pairs that we're looking at for today. And as always, Nick is going to get started with DXY. So you guys should be paying attention, taking notes, taking everything in this session. This is completely free. We'll have a little giveaway towards the end of the session for you guys, a little $25 giveaway. So yeah, you guys are here. You guys should, whether you guys are ready to be performing your own analysis or you're beginners. If you're beginners, just sit in on the session, soak in the information. You never know when it's going to start to help you down the road, when things start to click more. If you guys are for the more advanced, if you're actually meaning you're actually taking trades today, take what we say with a grain of salt, use your own analysis, compare it to your own, and get ready to attack the market. So I'm going to give Nick the permission to share with us all.
All right.
So kind, and we'll pretty much get started.
Awesome, guys. All right, so we'll get to this in a second. That's AU. We're going to start off on DXY because, again, it's well, let me just zoom out to daily here. All right, guys, so we're going to start off on DXY. So this chart is essentially just the strength of the US dollar. You can see in the top left, DXY, US dollar index. And we take a look at this. We don't trade it, but we take a look at it because the US dollar, heavily influences most of the market, especially the majors. So it is a reserve currency of the world, and it makes up for 80% of all trade. Okay, so it's always good to kind of stop in here, see what the trend's doing, see what lower time frames are doing, and basically just get an idea of what the day has for us. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom out for a second. We're on the daily time frame. All that we want to do on the daily time frame, and I'm going to do this through all the pairs that I cover, is I call it like a one look. We're doing like an overall one look on this just to identify the sentiment and see if anything has changed. So we can clearly see that the sentiment is bullish. It's very, very bullish, with lots of higher lows, higher highs, and this being the key level, this 95 flat area, 95 right at our monthly. So as long as price action was above this, for the most part, it was bullish. But we did see it break. It actually blew right through this zone. So we're definitely more bearish than anything else now, especially in recent price action. We had this this symmetrical triangle fall out to the downside, ascending triangle fall out to the downside. Finally, it broke through our monthly support, and now we're in a totally different zone, this lower zone down here. So we are way bearish on DXY, and that's just a technical standpoint. So if you actually look at it from a fundamental standpoint, there's nothing really, positive about the U.S. dollar right now. The economy's not doing too great. We have a lot of, factors that are weighing heavily on the dollar. So it's gonna be a little while before we see some transition to the upside again. So I think we're definitely going to be in this range for a while, and we're definitely headed lower for the short term. Okay, until we start seeing more positive stuff happening in the economy, positive news, anything that's going to put us on the track to recovery from Corona. Until that happens, I think we're just going to be kind of dropping lower and lower. So yeah, so let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. So we're definitely bearish, right? As you can see, we may get a pullback to 95, but then a continuation down. But clearly, as long as we're below this monthly, we're bearish for the most part. So what has to happen for this to go bullish? We really want to see a break above the monthly. This orange trade path here is kind of what needs to happen for us to consider long opportunities. It needs to be a pretty significant move. This is way up there. The 96.5 area is ideally where I'd like to see price action break, retest, confirm a higher low, and then continue higher. Until that happens, there's nothing that's saying the bulls are more present than the bears. So this is definitely bears are in control here. So we'll take that into consideration when looking at some of the majors. All right, so let's move over to AU. What a trade, guys! What a trade! All right, so real quick, let's go to the daily. Get an idea of the overall sentiment to see if anything's changed. Overall, we can see it's very, very bearish, right? This spike was Corona. This was the last lower high before it dropped. And then it, just another confirmation of this monthly zone and its significance. So, it broke all the way over here, tested, gave this level some, validity, pushed up again, tested, and then dropped, and then it came back up after this huge 4 hour trend after Corona, tested again, and then finally broke. So let's go ahead and go down to the 4 hour. get a closer look at price action. All right, so this was that final touch of this monthly zone. It came down and then started forming a little bit of a bullish trend here. Nothing too steep, but it was kind of building up momentum, especially here when it was ranging, just building up momentum. Finally broke, gave us that higher low, then took off. Broke the monthly here, retraced, tested, pushed higher, gave us a nice double bottom at this zone, right at our monthly at 0.708. And then we caught an entry opportunity on this transition here. So MA cross after this double bottom, nice little engulfing there. We entered on the closure above the MAs, and we're actually in a really good trade right now. So guys, I know some of you guys who are in the community are in on this trade. So there's really no trade opportunity here just yet. I mean, if there is some sort of pullback, you want to enter at a higher low, just above 0.715. Okay, that would make sense. If you got some sort of pullback, let me just adjust this for a second. So something like this would be a good enough entry. Quick pullback to the 38.2, enter on, confirmed higher low and bullish setups. So that's a good trade opportunity if you miss this entry down here. Okay, but also what needs to happen here for us to consider bearish movement? I need to see a break of this monthly. That's pretty much it. There's nothing here, nothing price action can do in this area that's going to make me think it's going to go bearish. If anything, if it comes down again, it's more so just going to establish a range. It really needs to break back below this monthly for me to even consider any short opportunities. Okay, because this is a very strong trend. It's a very, very strong bullish trend. And, you need to see a major transition, probably on this 4 hour, for us to even consider, changing up positions here. Okay, so this is a really good trade. We are currently up, well, it's technically risk-free now because we're 1-to-1, but we're up 70 pips. We risk 50 to get 200, so this is a 4-to-1 risk reward. Really good trade. But yeah, we're basically at break even, right? Risk-free trade. And, we're just going to monitor it and look for anything that will either support this trade idea or will, potentially change our trade idea. If we see some sort of transition like this right here, then we're looking at exit. Something like this, some engulfings back through, like push through the MAs. I would then exit the trade based on that. Okay. But until then, we're just managing. It's looking really good. We're going to try and ride it all the way up to our level at 0.735. All right, let's go back to the 4 hour. Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, guys, let's go to AJ now. This one's moved even more. AUD really made a move overnight. It's been chugging, kind of like it's just been going. It's just been skyrocketing for the most part. So it's looking good. Good confidence in these setups. So let's go ahead and zoom out for a second. We're on the daily time frame on AJ. Again, just looking for the overall sentiment, seeing if anything has changed. Clearly, super bearish. Very, very bearish. Much like AU, this is our important zone, this monthly zone right here, which was established after it broke. Support broke, tested as resistance quite a few times in here. Pushed down, came back up, tested a couple more times. Corona hit, price action dropped. Then the market kind of recovered in this 4 hour bullish trend, testing the monthly again. And then, we're really up in this entire zone right now. So we're going to drop down to the 4 hour time frame, get a closer look at price action. All right, this was that final touch of that monthly zone and reversed. Nice head and shoulders pattern. Pushed down, hit the top trend line of that daily bearish channel, and then gave us, more of a bullish trend here. This is an ascending triangle. It finally broke the 75 handle right here, which was key resistance. Pushed up, tested the monthly again, didn't break it, pulled back down, and then started consolidating at new support. The 75 handle went from resistance to support, and it was consolidating, kind of building up momentum, waiting for, building up momentum for a break potentially. And that's kind of what we're seeing now. So we were expecting some sort of break and retest to the upside or break and retest to the downside to make, some sort of trade entry, to make some sort of trade. And obviously we were favoring a bullish outlook here because the overall trend is very bullish. So, we actually marked up this trade here. Let me zoom in a little bit. And that's exactly what it did. It broke here, came back down, gave us a higher low, broke again, retested the MAs, and then took off from there. So there was tons of entry opportunities on the 30-minute, 1 hour in here. And, we're just, in this scenario, I'm just targeting back towards the prior high. And that's exactly what we're seeing happen right now. This thing is kind of chugging. It's 88 pips in profit. This would have been a 2-to-1 risk reward, 70 pips to get 140 roughly. And yeah, it's playing out well. I mean, look at the volume. Just look at the size of these candles. The volume is literally just pumping into this pair right now. AUD is really got some good movement going on right now. So let me just zoom to the 1 hour, show you guys. All right, so look at this. Right, nice bullish engulfing right here. I'm gonna get rid of this for a second so I can show you guys. I mean, bullish variation right here. Okay, right, that's a potential entry. After it crossed through the MAs, got some good volume, bullish variation, 3 strong candles in a row. Boom, that could have been an entry. Or even right here on this morning star. Boom, that could have been an entry. Whoops. Okay, and this is on the 1 hour. So if you drop to the 30-minute, you can even get a little more precise with your entry. But yeah, tons of opportunity here, and this thing kind of just took off. But it's looking good. Looking good so far. All right, let me just undo a couple of these, put that trade setup back. There it is, back to the 4 hour. All right, let's move on to the next pair. Yeah, this thing's moving good. Good amount of volume. All right, so no, there's no real trade on this yet, guys. We kind of have to see how it reacts in this zone because this is such a significant zone. Right now, all we can do if you're not in this trade already is either look for a reversal or look for a break of this zone, and then we'll enter up some sort of higher low. But yeah, we got to wait on this one because it is in such a critical area. And it's a late entry, obviously, now. All right, so let's keep going. Moving on to UJ. This one's looking really good, guys. This is probably the next best trade for this week. And I'll cover it once we get to the lower time frame that set up in particular. So let's go to the daily time frame. Same thing, guys. Looking for the overall sentiment, establishing the trend, seeing if anything has changed. Clearly, it's super bearish, right? Lots of higher lows, lower highs, and then obviously lows here. So this is the key support of this ascending triangle. This is a large ascending triangle, right? Lots of lower highs, pushing price action, kind of narrowing it as we get closer to the end of this pattern. So our key support here is this monthly, right at 106 flat. So let's go ahead and zoom in and see what's going on the 4 hour, more recent price action, right? As price action is kind of squeezing in this giant pattern, we're getting a range here. We're not getting too much of a breakout as this pattern was forming. So we have a good range between 109.25 and 106. So it was ranging for quite a while. We finally got lower high, descending triangle, broke support, consolidated, gave us a nice lower high, and then dropped, right? It blew right through the monthly. So this was a conviction candle. So I fibbed from here to the low, high to the low. And here's the pullback that we're seeing right now. It's consolidating pretty much at the 61.8, at our monthly zone. The 200 EMA is right above it. So this is a huge area of confluence, right? Huge area of confluence. So it's good. This is a good potential entry. Great opportunity. We actually just got an MA cross on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour and take a look at what this thing's looking like. Okay. Let's expand this for a second. All right, guys. So this is pretty textbook. I love trade setups like this. This is a clean transition. At least it's looking like it. Move this over. This over. Like this. All right, cool. All right, so from the zone, there's a good amount of consolidation. But again, we want to see a real transition. There is a bit of a pullback right here. Right, this is more of a lower time frame gap opportunity. Nothing crazy, but I just wanted to highlight this. See, this was like lower time frame support. It finally broke. We're getting a little bit of retest. Pull back through the MAs to form lower time frame structure, and now we're getting some bearish movement. So this is looking really, really good. So essentially, you can enter anywhere below this zone after it's broken. This yellow zone right here. So you could enter on a bearish setup, just pushing straight through this zone, or wait for this 1 hour pullback. So after this zone's broken, you want to confirm it, and then a lower high would present itself, enter on those bearish setups. And this could be a really, really great trade. So, we're a couple confirmations away from entry. I'm going to put this out in premium analysis right after this for you guys. And then if we look on the 4 hour here, we're getting tons of exhaustion as well. There it is, right? lots of exhaustion, rejecting off the MAs on this time frame. So let's just go over the stats of this trade, what we're looking at. We're risking about 66 pips, probably like 65 pips to get about 270, 250, 270 area. So right now this one is just over 4-to-1 risk to reward. But, obviously where the entry happens, it'll, slightly vary, but still a very, very great risk to reward. We always aim to at least get over 2-to-1 for every trade. And guys, this is a 4-to-1. So this is a really great setup. You don't always see 4-to-1s, but, when they do, when they fit all your rules, they're, they can really pay out a good amount. So this is AJ. And again, from a fundamental standpoint, we're definitely more bearish on the dollar, right? And, we can see clearly that, we're probably going to be more bearish for the short term. So this is supported fundamentally and technically. This is a good trade. Good trade, and we'll be ready for it once this executes. All right. UJ, guys, UJ. All right, let's move on to the next one. At EJ, daily time frame. Again, establishing sentiment, seeing if anything has changed. So we know that overall we've been super bearish, but we did get a change of trend over here. We got this huge rally, kind of erased all these lower highs, broke through this 121.25 area, and gave us the higher low. So this is more in a bullish trend now that we can see. And let's drop down to the 4-hour and see where we're going. Get a better look at current price action. So, all right, so here's that initial break or that push to the upside, right? Came back down, tested the upper trend line of that overall bearish channel, and then gave us a nice bullish trend, right? Good structure forming, good patterns in here as well. We got a nice symmetrical triangle. It finally broke and then just took off. Gave us a little bit of a retest. I would have liked to see that body closure a little closer to 61.8. But, we can clearly see the 38.2 was strong enough to keep this trend going. So it popped again right after hitting the 38.2. It's on its way up. And this thing, oh, wait, shit. How many pips is this up right now? So let's say you did enter the 61.8. You'd be up 125 pips. If you entered from the triangle itself, breaking the triangle, about 150. So this thing's got some good movement. This trade was a 4.5-to-1 if you entered at the 61.8. Risking 50 pips to get like 235. So this is like a 4.54, give or take a few, risk to reward. So this is a crazy trade. Good volume in EJ. It does move a lot, as we know. But, if you didn't enter here, it's kind of late to get it on entry unless you get some sort of, retest of a fib level. Okay, and then that's an opportunity. So if you get a 38.2 hit or 61.8, even from there, if let's say this wicks, pulls back down, goes straight to the 61.8, gives us those bullish setups, you could then enter on that, right? Any confirmed higher low. But as of right now, it's kind of, middle of this trade. It's halfway complete. So you kind of got to just wait on this. Okay, so for us to consider short positions, I want to see a break of all this. I want to see a break of these levels here, this entire pattern. I want to see a break of this 122.75 structure level. And I want to start seeing some lower highs. Until that happens, it's very, very clear that this is primarily bullish rather than, bearish, clearly. Buyers are very much in control. And we need to see a major move happen for us to start considering, short positions, all right? Last trade, or last pair I have for you guys is gold, but give me 1 second. Just gotta be right back. I'm gonna blow my nose. These allergies are killing me, guys.
So as Nick's doing that, we are going to do a giveaway today. So if you guys are interested, or if you want to get in on the giveaway, just in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to cover GJ. In the chat, just put your Discord name, what your name is in the Discord chat, username, and we'll get you guys included on the giveaway. After the session, I will go ahead and I will randomize all the names, and I'll post it, $25 to the winner. So just put it in the chat, and we'll get you guys included on that afterwards.
All right, guys, I'm back. Damn, dude, some days are just so much worse than others with these allergies. All right, guys, so here we are on gold. Again, daily time frame, establishing sentiment. But, I mean, anybody can tell you that this is bullish as hell. I mean, just look at this thing. It's literally just up. And that's it. Nothing here at all suggests, bearish movement whatsoever. Literally only the bulls are here on this chart. So let's go to the 4-hour for a second. Start identifying some long opportunities. All right. So, we were stalking all this consolidation for a while. We were targeting this 1800 handle for the longest time. It finally pushed and hit it, broke through it, consolidated. And then we really wanted to see, structure form, especially after this push. We wanted some sort of pullback, maybe, some deeper, higher lows. Never saw it. It just took off again. We thought again, maybe we would see some higher lows up here, some sort of structure formation after this triangle presented itself. Again, didn't happen. And we covered yesterday these three potential scenarios. Either it pulls back, right, enter on a 38.2. 61.8 was a little unlikely considering how far away it is, and the weeklies there as well. But, we still highlighted all these long opportunities. And then we covered that this could just keep surging higher. Momentum could just kick in, and this thing could just keep pushing, and it's not quite done yet. And that's literally exactly what happened. It just kept pushing, and it actually hit 2,000 yesterday, so that's a nice milestone. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be seeing that this soon. Gold at 2,000 an ounce, damn. But yeah, so I mean, from here, guys, we really got to wait for structure. I mean, there's not much, like you could have taken a trade in here, but that would have been, a high confidence trade. You would have had a good amount of risk on this as well. Where would your stop loss be? Just outside this here, outside these higher lows. It just, you always want to wait for structure formation. Otherwise it's more so just confidence trades. So you got to be careful with that. But from here, you got to refib. So this thing keeps pushing higher and higher. So we really just want to see structure form at this point. I'm not taking any trades on gold as of right now. Just want to see this kind of slow down a little bit, because the way this is moving is not really ideal or sustainable. It's like $200 in, what is it? $200 in like a week, 2 weeks appreciation. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So like 1,800 to 2,000 in 2 weeks. Let's see. So it rose about 11% in 2 weeks. That's not that sustainable. How much longer could that keep going? And it's even higher now, obviously. I was just saying from 1,800 to 2,000. So, it's definitely interesting. But yeah, we got to wait on this structure. I would love to see the 38.2 hit, consolidation down here, enter on some sort of higher low opportunity. But yeah, we got to wait on it. But only looking at long opportunities here. I'm not even going to cover a short opportunity. You need to get all the way back down here, really. But yeah, looking pretty crazy, guys. Gold has been moving like no other. All right, so quick recap. Covered DXY, bearish as hell. AU, bullish. AJ, bullish. UJ, bearish. EJ, bullish. And gold, super bullish.
Right? Super bullish.
Super bullish. So I'm going to pass this up. I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. He's going to get some of the majors for you guys. All right?
Hell yeah. Some major pairs. Okay. Let me see.
Super bullish.
Share.
Damn, EJ's really cranking.
Dude, USAF's cranking right now too.
Good. That's what we
need.
Let's
get it.
Same with AU. AU is just pushing right now too.
Yeah, I'm probably going to close USAF when it reaches the bottom here.
All right. Hell yeah.
Right there.
Risk management, guys.
Get a nice.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
2.5 RR.
So DS, yeah, they do have an inverse relationship or inverse correlation. So, to some extent, as DXY drops, gold will go up. But more so, you have to think about it from a fundamental standpoint. Is that a lot of investors are switching from the dollar to gold. Because a lot of foreign investment is kind of turned away from the dollar right now. So everyone is kind of just holding gold. Everyone's turning towards gold. Cash is trash. Well said, Brian.
Cash is trash. Yeah, capital is king, guys.
Gold. We need gold.
Just buy gold, everybody. I was seeing in India how a lot of the families there, they all store gold. They have the largest, I guess, not hidden, but their own personal stash of gold. It's 1.5 trillion between all the households in India.
Wow.
and now they're all trying to like borrow against the gold that they have because they like none of them can work or like they're working from home or some shit. But that's crazy, like that they store gold like that. I feel like that's smart. These guys,
It is. I wish I'd bought gold a year ago. Shit.
dude. Yeah, fuck
I
yeah.
would
What
have I
was
would
it
have bought
at?
a
It
gold
was at
brick.
like 1,300, right, or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty low.
Stonks.
Stonks is best.
Get out of here.
Stocks.
We
I know
don't
what he
trade
means.
stonks. Love from India. What's up, Shashank?
Stonk options.
I'm gonna marry an Indian.
There you go.
Dude, you can't marry an Indian. It's set up, man. Come on. Can't do that. Crypto. Can I short UJ right now? You can. I don't know if you should. I don't know.
No, I just covered it. Don't short it yet. You gotta wait.
No.
I literally just covered it. Yeah, I'll put it out. Hold on. Don't short it yet. All right. Don't short it. Just wait. Be patient. Look,
Please.
it goes back. Wait for 1 hour confirmation. Wait for a lower high below 106.65. All right. It's my Knicks picks.
Knicks picks. Holy shit.
All right.
I'm going to get started here
Yeah.
with UCAD. Boom. Falling to hell. All right.
Yeah.
So UCAD is interesting. I mean, we had this higher time frame on the weekly time frame. I had been waiting for it to come kind of back into this weekly level of support, back into this trend line, but UCAD hasn't showed any signs of reversal really on the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame. It is just bearish. It is bearish. It hit this lower high. I'll go over it in a second. But even though I'm all the way in this weekly confluence area, I see we can even adjust this trend line now. I've got a trend line here. We got the 200-day EMA here. We got the weekly here. I look at this weekly key level and just see previously how it reacted. Resistance multiple times, 4 times, even back to here resistance, got support, support multiple times. So really this pair has confluence area right here, but it's just bearish. It's still bearish. There's been no changes of structure, all the way down. I said again to the 4-hour time frame. This thing was in a 4-hour trend. Remember, we want to get onto a time frame where we can see structure the clearest. And on this one, it's the 4-hour. So, we made this low, pulled back, made this lower high. If I were to fib this, boom, high to low. Right here, hit the 38.2, not once, but twice, and then fell through. So this was definitely a good entry opportunity. If we go down to the 30-minute, we could see from one of these 4-hour engulfings, mainly this one right here. We had the break, and this just coincides with our rules. Had the break, pullback, entries as always are on the pullback, and we could have entered aggressively up here, more appropriately down there, and our stops would have been as always above the lower high. And then we would have probably targeted this weekly level first, just to get to break even on our trade, and then even lower, bumping back up to the 4-hour time frame, targeting this negative 27, and then lower than that all the way down to the negative 618 level. So this is the trade that we're maintaining currently. If we were to be in on this position, again, we're not at the moment, which is okay. But if we want to get in on some sort of re-entries, considering how bearish this is, we need a pullback, even a minor one, just like this. I'll map it out for us really quickly. Minor pullback, boom, retest that weekly level, find resistance, and then dump again. So that's what we're looking at right now with UCAD. So we're going to keep you guys updated. Nothing doing at the moment. We're going to have to be patient with this. I'm going to actually sit on the 4-hour when it comes to UCAD, and we'll see if we get that pullback. We'll see if we get a pullback. So 4-hour UCAD, keeping it on red. Let's go over to NU. Let's go all the way up to the weekly time frame. And this is kind of what I'm talking about on the weekly time frame. And I'm going to go over, I put out a trade on this. I'm going to actually go over what, my takeaways from that trade and how I see the trade now that it played out and hit my stop loss. So, because as always, not every trade is going to be a winner. As long as you use risk management, guys, you guys will be perfectly okay. So on this weekly time frame, we've got lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, pullback. We're in this confluence area, supply zone, trend line. So we got to be patient, though. get to a time frame where you can see structure really clearly. I went all the way down to the 4 hour on this one because, again, this is such a higher time frame move that we don't want to be on the 1 hour. We don't want to be trying to get on the 1 hour and like snipe moves. We got to wait for significant structure to break on this, and this is what we're seeing right now. We had 4 hour time frame had been bullish all this time, had been maintaining higher lows all this time, and by higher lows I mean we had all the way back to here. We had this high, pull back, higher low. Then we started the range, retest the higher low. If you could see, I had this random line drawn right there, and we'll just clear up some of these lower time frame lines that we have on here. But this is the higher low that was retested 3 times, went to a new high. Then we're using the moving averages, moving average cross, pull back, higher low, another higher low right here, pull back, made a new high. And we had this pullback, higher low, retested, pull back again, and then the new higher low formed, or new higher high. And then this broke. This all broke. I was trying to get on very aggressive entries in this area, but what I should have realized was, and this wasn't a terrible trade idea, but at the same time, what I should have realized was basically we were getting in on this trade in this area. We were trying to continue this 30-minute trend right here. And at the time, this thing looked promising. At the time, we were in a 30-minute downtrend. We were maintaining structure. But as I bumped up to the 4 hour, I noticed something. The 4 hour time frame was at a low. 4 hour time frame was at a lower low. And not only that, the 4 hour had this huge wick to the downside previously that formed, showing a lot of buyers or a lot of sellers exhaustion in this area. So that was definitely something that I should have considered. What is this? Yeah, GCAD's not going to be covered. But yeah, this basically, this huge wick, you know what I'm saying? This should have made me wait a little bit longer. Even if I went up to the daily time frame, there was a nice rejection of this moving average right here, showing me that we're not really ready to push yet. And then down to the 4 hour, what am I thinking next? I'm thinking, okay, 4 hour structure broke. Yeah, it broke structure on this. But what should we wait for? We really should wait for that first lower high on the 4 hour time frame, because if we do wait for that lower high all the way on the 4 hour, once it confirms, it's going to be pretty valid. It's going to be a good trade. It's going to be a good trade, if we just be patient. And then as you can see, what happened is we're getting that pullback now. Not to say that this is ready for anything yet, but all the way on this 4 hour time frame, we're retesting levels, retesting the 618. Now we're back into this supply zone, back near this trend line. So we need to see now some sort of engulfing variation all the way on the 4 hour time frame. We won't even need to get down to the 30-minute. I'm just going to sit on the 4 hour and, again, wait for that confirmation, guys. Wait for the confirmation. All that engulfing tells you is that there is a lower time frame break of structure, and then that means that we can get in on some sort of position. So this is NU. This one's up on the 4 hour, so I'm going to raise that one up. Let's go over to AU, and let's talk about yesterday what happened on this pair. So all the way up on the weekly time frame, I'm just going to take this off. We had, and again, this thing is very overextended, but what I'm seeing is we're not breaking any sort of 4 hour or daily levels. Those are actually being maintained, making this continuing to be bullish. So on the weekly time frame, a lot of exhaustion, buyers exhaustion here last week. Down to the daily time frame, what did we start to see? Just a minor pullback that maintained this level. And we gave out some trade ideas yesterday, forecasted either to the upside or to the downside on this pair. And it was all hinging on DXY, guys. I talked about this yesterday in the members signals chat when people were asking if we were going to hold these trades. And what I said was exactly what we did. If this level breaks on DXY, we'll get out of NU. We will continue holding AU. We will look for other positions, UJ, and inevitably USEF. This was the level on DXY that we needed to be maintained. This support level, this was the 1 hour. This had made a new high, but then if that level broke, we would have maintained this bearish trend that we were in. And as you can see on DXY, all the way down to the 1 hour, what happens? Broke that level. Boom. As soon as that candle happened, that's when I was in on USEF on the break right there. And then this thing continued to fall lower. So let's go back over to EU, see how this correlates. So EU, I was down on the 1 hour. I was looking for opportunities on the 1 hour. Um, that proved to be fatal. You know, we needed to be up on the 4 hour time frame. And if we were up on the 4 hour time frame, what do I see here is I just see a 4 hour trend that has been being maintained for a long ass time. And this weekly support level was retested. So let's just look at structure again really quickly. So we had this higher low form, this higher high form, this higher low form using the moving averages, these pullbacks. And we had a high form all the way up here. This thing didn't pull back at all until this area. We pulled back, moving average cross, and then what did we have here? We had this test of this support level, this weekly level, boom, maintained, then it dumped again, then it tested again, maintained again. Where would potential orders on this be? Potential orders on this would just come on this 30-minute time frame. If I'm looking at 30-minute structure, we had, and one thing I do like to do, and I recommend to you guys that are struggling with finding entries or whatnot, just highlight the bullish engulfing candles and the variations that are within this area. Boom. So those are two variations that I see. And then see how those variations play out, you know, see what they look like on the lower time frame. Are those breaking structure? You know, are they breaking significant levels? As we can see here, we had this lower high form, this lower low form. We pulled back to right here, this 78.6 level actually fell through a little bit. So we had a break of this level, which was a little bit more minor, and this was that 4 hour. And then we had a break more majorly of this level right here. First thing I'm doing once it breaks is I'm looking for pullback, which if I were to fib this new bullish trend from the low to the high, we pulled back all the way to 78.6, back in this weekly level, and then we could actually make this smaller. Where would we have entered? We always like to wait till we get through the moving averages. Could have entered right there. And again, we put our stops below the high or low. We put our targets at least 1-to-1 so we can get to break even on trades. This is where we would have entered. And then we'll bump up to the 4 hour and we'll say where on the 4 hour could we target, maybe just retarget those highs. Boom, right there. We can take off that, and that would be the trade that we're in right now. So these are just very simple entries, guys, that we look for on trades. Nothing too crazy. The key is that you guys got to just identify the sentiment. You got to identify what your overall sentiment is. I'm about to go over GJ in a second. And let's now move on to, who's this? Yeah, put your name in. For all you guys that didn't put your Discord name in yet, throw that thing in the chat right now. Let's go over to GU now, weekly time frame. We are all the way at this high right now, and it's much of the same thing. Until we break 4 hour or daily structure and get that first lower high, we are not looking for any sorts of reversals. We're just looking to continue this trend. So down to the daily, obviously very bullish in the sense that made highs, higher low, made this high. Down to the 4 hour, very bullish. We had these higher lows form, much similar to what we just went over. This higher high, all the way up to here. Finally got that pullback. And again, we can just do much of the same thing. Highlight these variations right here. Go down to lower time frames. See where there's breaks of structure. There was actually an entry on this in the middle of the night last night. So pretty much we had this lower high here, lower low, pulled back. Then we had this lower high here. And this would pretty much have been our entry. We had the break, retest, this lot of volume coming in here. That would have been our entry on GU right there. Would have had stops right below. Again, this is if we were up being vampires last night, but that's not what we were doing. And you know what I'm saying? This would be at 1-to-1. We would even move stops to break even. Now, if we want to get it back in on this trade, using this, because we're so close to this 4 hour area, we could wait for the pullback right here on the 30-minute. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Wait for that next higher low. So I'll move this one up my watch list all the way up here. Last but not least, let's get to Youssef. So Youssef's pumping. pretty good. We got the chat. Yeah. So we got the names in there. That's good. So let's go over Youssef, why I took this trade, what I was thinking. Am I insane? So Youssef on the weekly time frame, very bearish. What I noticed was that we have this monthly support level down here. And at the time that I took this trade, this was a huge wick and just a low body. And that's when I started to think about getting into positions. And then this thing became fairly simple. Daily time frame, nice bearish engulfing. Doesn't get much easier than that on the daily. Huge wick, showing rejection. You know what I'm saying? Down to the 4 hour. What I was looking at here was 4 hour structure. We had this pullback to 38.2, rejected it perfectly. And once I saw that, all I did was I started to go down the entry time frames down to the 30-minute. And I entered right here. All I saw here was we had first a break of this level, 30-minute structure, then the lower high formed, and we had a break of this level, I mean, right here. And the reason why I got in on this and was so aggressive was because we had a confirmed break of the 200-day, retest, rejection. That's right when I got in on it. Obviously, a lot of momentum there. And then now all we're targeting, and I told Nick at the beginning of the call, we're going to get it out on this as soon as this level's tapped, 9.0600. As soon as we get to that level or any sort of reversal here, that's when we're going to get out of this trade. But I want to just show you guys how closely this correlates with DXY. Just take a look at this. For those that have a photographic memory, look at it right now. Now look at DXY. DXY is the same fucking thing, literally to a T. Go down to the time, August 4th, 1930. August 4th, 1930. You know what I'm saying? It was the same structure. And this is what I was looking at to confirm this, guys, as well. DXY confirmed this trade for me. Double confirmation here. I was hyped. I was getting so pumped that I just was running in circles in my apartment. This thing confirmed for us really well. You know, DXY, if we look again on the 4 hour, was showing us this lower high. Huge 2 wicks right there. And then up on the daily time frame, huge wick, bearish engulfing candle right there, just like a bearish candle following the doji. So just a lot of confirmation that that we were bearish, and that's pretty much it. So Youssef, we are again targeting to maintain this. This was a signal in the chat. We are simply looking to maintain this thing into this 90600 level, and then I will collect my profits and be on my way with my life. Yeah, I think DXY.
Go in with the bag. I'll fill it up.
I think EU is exactly DXY but flipped.
Well, it is inversely correlated, so he's not wrong.
Yeah, we don't go over DXY for no reason. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, honestly, especially
Let's go. Last but not least, GJ for the haters out here. So let's go to the weekly time frame on GJ. A lot of bullish pressure, coming out here. So overall, we are bearish, but this leg has been very bullish, and we can't overlook that until at least the 4 hour time frame break structure. And this is what we're getting now. We've been over this plenty of times. We had this higher high form, pullback, higher low that was retested 3 times, 4 times here. This level made this higher high, pulled back, this higher low. We actually got in on this trade in this area. This was a fucking fire trade. We held it until here and then ended up going up another fucking 2%. So this thing was a wild trade. And now we're looking. This is a little bit different because we're all the way at this high, but it's the same concept, guys. We're 4 hour. We're looking for 4 hour pullbacks. Then we're looking for transitions. 4 hour made this higher low, highlight it, see where the break was. The break was, again, right here, made this high, broke through this wall of resistance, pulled back. We could even adjust this. Much similar to GU, correlates very closely. This was the entry. This was the stop loss. This was at 4:30 a.m. And we would be about 1-to-1 right now. So we could be maintaining this. And where would we be targeting? Bump up to the 4 hour. Bring on our fibs. And also bump up to the daily. Target negative 27. Look left. We could even target this level all the way up here. this resistance level, but I would be targeting -27 first, pretty much the tops of these wicks right here. Obviously, price came to there previously and rejected it, so we want to respect that. And yeah, if we want to get in on re-entries on this, all we need is a pullback on this 30-minute time frame. And, then we can look for another re-entry on this. So just went over a bunch of pairs. Going to drop GJ. I'm going to drop GJ in the premium analysis for you guys that are in there, that are in signals. EU and GU is going to be in there. We're going to maintain USEF and AU today. For you guys that don't know, premium analysis is only $7. If you guys want in, it's $7. What premium analysis is the live trading sessions. We mostly go over higher time frame analysis. Some of the charts we obviously break down to the 30-minute, 1 hour. All of that is free, and all of that is posted in the analysis chat for the free members. And then for people that pay that $7, every day we post lower time frame when we're looking for potential entries, and then the entries actually get posted in the signals chat. This is where the entries actually are. We talked about yesterday, pretty much we're going to have this little, we're going to have this little discount going on for signals. So I'm just going to pull this up really quick. So if you guys are interested in signals, what right now it's a one-time fee, $150. I've yet to announce it in the Discord or on Instagram. But normally it's $75 per month. So you can get in on this one-time fee, $149. That's the promotion that we have going on right now. So if you guys are interested in that, shoot me a message. And we also have the funded trader program. So right now, me and Nick are doing FTMO challenges for people. If you guys are interested in having us complete the FTMO challenge for you, shoot us a message and get more information on that one as well. That one we're doing like very little spots. There's like one spot with that we're doing for somebody. So a few people expressed interest. So if you guys are interested, just reach out and we'll get you guys set up and get you guys started with that. So that being said, another live training session. That's it for me. And we'll close this one off.
Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Happy Wednesday. Same time tomorrow. We'll see you guys here. So enjoy the rest of the day.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks
and I'll
again.
get the giveaway posted, and this will be posted on YouTube in a little bit. So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow, same time, 8 a.m. Peace.
Peace, guys.